farmer who grows food not to sell in markets, but simply to feed their own family. This simple yet ancient method of farming is called subsistence farming. What is subsistence farming? Subsistence farming is a type of agriculture in which farmers grow crops mainly for their own consumption, not for profit. The surplus, if any, is very small and rarely sold. Farmers use small plots of land. Traditional tools like plows and sickles, family labor, and natural rainfall instead of heavy irrigation. Can you guess what kind of crops they would be producing using this method? That's right, they would be producing subsistence crops. Subsistence crops are plants grown by farmers primarily for their own family's food and survival, with little to no surplus for sale, focusing on staples like rice, maize, millets, beans, and root vegetables like cassava or sweet potatoes that thrive locally. The usage of manual labor and traditional methods often make this type of farming less straining on the pockets when compared to other methods. Another thing to note is that subsistence farming is practiced in areas of high population pressure, that is, regions that have too many people for its available resources, straining food, water, jobs, infrastructure, and the environment. Its key features include low use of machines and fertilizers, dependence on monsoon rains, low yield, and mixed cropping, that is, producing crops like rice, wheat, pulses, vegetables together in the same plot of land. Remember that though the yield might be low, the practice is essential for their survival. Let's now look at subsistence farming in India. In India, subsistence farming is still widely practiced. This is because many farmers own very small land holdings. Agriculture depends heavily on the monsoon in the region, and most farmers have limited access to modern technology. Major crops grown using this method in the country include rice, wheat, millets like jowar, and bajra, pulses and vegetables. Some major areas in India where this type of farming continues include Odisha, Bihar, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, etc. Considering everything we've talked about today, why do you think this type of agriculture is still quite important in countries like India? That is because even today, subsistence farming provides food security to millions, supports rural livelihoods, and preserves traditional knowledge. However, it is slowly declining due to modernization and commercial farming. On the other hand, we have a similar type of small-scale farming that is fast-growing in urban spaces. The urban rooftop farming has the core idea of subsistence farming, that is, growing food mainly for self-consumption, using very little land available. This is also called as urban subsistence farming or household farming. But of course, some of them are exceptions if the produce is grown for scale. Think of it like this. If you grow vegetables on your terrace to eat at home, it is subsistence farming. If you grow them to sell and earn money, it becomes commercial farming. When a farmer grows food for his own family, he grows hope, safety, and survival. Subsistence farming reminds us to respect food, value farmers, and never waste what reaches our plates. Hope that you think of this the next time you fill your plate. Until next time, bye-bye.